So maybe the middle of the summer and you're probably sitting on the beach. You don't want to hear this, but if you extended your tax return back in April, it is due in October. You're going to have to go get your stuff together and figure this out. Lisa Green-Lewis, TurboTax expert and CPA, is with us right now. Okay, Lisa, so first of all, when is your extended tax return due?
Your extended tax return is due October 16th. One thing to keep in mind, there were some states that were impacted, or some areas impacted by federal disasters, and you may have a different date. So check out what yours is if you were impacted.
So what are some of the things that we should be thinking about now?
Well, some of the things you should be thinking about, just like, the normal time that you file in April, you want to gather all your documents in one place and start getting organized. You want to definitely gather your documents that include your income, like W-2s, 1099s, but also don't forget your receipts and forms that show those expenses that you paid, because those can be worth valuable deductions.
You'd also mentioned that there was some leftover COVID stuff that people need to be aware of. Is there anything still lingering?
Some of the big things that people need to think about, a lot of people saw lower refunds in tax year 2022, and that was because of a lot of the COVID relief that went away, especially that relief related to kids. So, it didn't necessarily go away, but some of the relief for kids, it reverted to the old credits. So the child tax credit, with COVID relief, it was up to $3,600. Now it's reverted to $2,000. And then a big one, the child and dependent care credit, that was up to $8,000 for 2 kids. That's reverting to up to $2,100 for 2 kids and $1,050 for 1 child. And then the recovery rebate credit, that went away. So the last recovery rebate credit was $1,400, but that did go away.
Yeah, so people can see some big changes on their tax returns this year, which is going to be a little bit of a bummer, potentially owing more money. As a reminder, though, right, your tax bill was due, in theory, back in April when you filed your original extension. So people might be calculating interest and penalties at this point as well. One of the other things you noted, too, though, was about stock transactions. A lot of stock trading happened last year. So whether it was stocks, cryptocurrencies, bonds, you can upload that stuff into TurboTax, right? And it can help you figure out your gain or loss.
Right. Yeah. So you definitely, when you're getting everything together, you want to have the accurate cost basis so that you can figure out your capital gains or losses. But one thing TurboTax allows you to do is you can automatically import up to 10,000 stock transactions and 20,000 crypto transactions at once. And, you don't have to, run around looking for your cost basis and manually inputting all those transactions. It does it all for you directly from your financial institution or crypto platform.
If you were in a declared disaster zone, where are you? Do you get more time, or you still have to file by October?
Yes, there were multiple dates and extensions for people that lived in those federally declared disaster zones. So there were some coming up in July, some September, the majority in October. I know California, New York, some of those areas were in October, but you just do need to be aware of those dates. You weren't required to file an extension. It was automatic if you lived in those areas, but just be aware, look up your state and your area to see what dates you have coming up.
And finally, as we mentioned the bill earlier, if you can't pay it, you can go on an installment payment plan, kind of, sort of, with the IRS, can't you?
Yes, the IRS, they do allow you to request an installment agreement, and that gives you up to 6 years to pay what you owe. So keep that in mind. Hopefully you don't owe and you're able to take advantage of all the deductions and credits, which TurboTax also helps you find, as well as you can have a TurboTax Live expert do your taxes for you. You could just hand over everything and you don't have to worry about it.
It's great stuff. Lisa Green-Lewis, TurboTax expert. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.